You're boogieing. So like right there, we're live now. Welcome to Manning the Grill. Is it Memorial Day or Labor Day? It's Memorial Day, right?
Memorial Day.
I get them screwed up. So welcome to Manning the Grill, episode 19, the Memorial Day edition. Like it says in the write-up, I didn't have anything planned. It was just kind of a busy week, and this was kind of a week you want to slow down anyway. So that's what I decided to do. My theme this week was really nothing, in general anyway. But I do have Ben Smaglick from First American Title on there. He happened to be in the office, and I happened to round him up. And I was like, "Hey, man, can you talk to me for 30 minutes on my show?" So welcome, Ben.
Thank you. I'm excited for it. Hello, everyone out there.
Hey, man. So real quick, I did want to have Ben on for a specific reason. Let me find my mouse. Go to where I'm supposed to go. Because next Friday, so a week from this Friday, I'm doing an event called Dreamland Real Estate Tap Takeover at Delta Beer Lab. And this is kind of important because last year's Man of the Year campaign, which I won, I had great support from Delta Beer Lab and Ben at First American Title. So, real quick, give you a gratitude and a thank you for your assistance. Your auction item still to this day was the only auction item that made me money last year because it was full of booze. So
we're in Wisconsin. Booze always goes well. But
booze, right? Always does.
A part of a great endeavor, and so thank you for giving us the opportunity to include it. No, it all went to a great cause. So good job on that, and congratulations on your successes on that past fundraiser. And hopefully this one exceeds your expectations as well.
I hope so too. So June 4th, Friday, June 4th from 4 to 6 p.m. We're going to be at the Delta Beer Lab and my little, like I said, tap takeover. Our friends at Delta Beer Lab have graciously allowed us to use the tap room. We're going to have outdoor spaces. The mask, that was what was kind of holding it back before. That's why it's kind of so late, is the mask mandates and gathering mandates that the Dane County Health had. So those pretty much have all lifted. We're going to have a lot of outdoor space. They have 2 outdoor areas. We're going to be in the parking lot. We're going to have some inside. Should be fun. $1 from everything you buy. It's real simple. $1 from every beer you buy. Single can, 4-pack, growler, hell, a keg. I might try to talk about $10 if it's a keg. But anyway, everything you buy, Delta Beer Lab for 2 hours is going to donate a portion of that to Leukemia Lymphoma Society campaign. And you're going to help incredible people like Nicole and Mark and Steve, who have been grinding themselves out for the past 10 weeks trying to raise money for leukemia and try to stop cancer. Dan and Valerie and Jacqueline, Krista, who's been crushing it, and Tara's been crushing it, and Julia has been having events like crazy. So they can all use your help. It's a phenomenal cause, and I decided as my last official duty as Man of the Year, why not throw a party? I feel feed the peasants. Feed all the peasants. So make sure you mark that in your calendars. It's also an event on LinkedIn, and should be a lot of fun. So let me find this mouse. I am struggling with this mouse. Here it is right there. So on that note, can you make it, Ben? Can you be down there 4 to 6, June 4th?
June 4th, I will see if I can. I'll probably be there on the tail end. I know that got a couple closings. Things are just incredibly robust in the market. So June 4th is a Friday, right?
Yeah. Yep. Right. 4 to 6. Just kind of did that way on purpose, right? Coming out on Labor Day weekend, just kind of happy hour drive by. Have you been to Delta Beer Lab yet?
You know what? I haven't. So this will be a first. So
it's good. So they gave me a package, an auction package, an experience. It's kind of a cool story. The brewer Tim Piaski, I think it is. They call him Pio. But he's got a really weird story, unique story about how he became a brewer in Madison, and it has to do with the Appalachian Trail. I'm going to leave it at that, and hopefully I pique everyone's curiosity just to go down and check out their facility and what they have to offer, because they're really, really great folks. So
I hear it's a wild time on the Appalachian Trail at certain times.
Again, part of the story. Delusion. There we go. Again, part of the story, part of the allure and intrigue.
Yeah.
Go check it out. Go get a tour. I might even auction one of those off. I might see if I can talk them into give me one, and we can auction one off that night. But it's a really cool story about how you became a brewer, and I think everyone should share into it. So June 4th, Tap Takeover, Delta Beer Lab. So that said, my friend, Ben is our title company, the Remax preferred title company of choice. And they've done, First American's done a great job of a couple webinars they've had the last couple of weeks about the Corona economy and things that they're seeing. And it's interesting because I talk a lot about our local market, right? What we do here and what the data and stats are here, which is cool, but we're a very special market. Any market in the country that's got a state capital, a major university, and a kind of tech hub, you compare us to a Lansing, Michigan, or a Austin, Texas, we kind of live in a different bubble. Things happen a little differently there than other places throughout the country. And what I liked about the two webinars we saw from First American was it kind of talked about the national, what they're seeing nationally with employment, housing, credit, et cetera. Would you have a moment just to give me a quick synopsis of those, right? Don't spend a ton of time on those things, but just a little bit about that Corona economy that those two webinars we attended mentioned, and kind of where things are going, what you guys are seeing in the title space.
Yeah, without a doubt. You know what? I know that it was sort of uncharted territory when all of us were embarking upon this about a year ago. We didn't really know what was going to be unfolding in the next 6 months to a year, but I think it has pleasantly surpassed everybody's expectation in regards to our industry as a whole. Don't want to say it's a perfect storm, but we did know that there's some economic impact for those individuals that were unfortunately furloughed or laid off due to the impact of coronavirus in some of those service markets. But you know what? That coupled with lower interest rates, refinances really took hold. There's a lot of activity with refinances. Mortgage rates are still incredibly low. I mean, we've all become pretty spoiled in regards to being right around 3% for a 30-year mortgage. But that, and then also the pent-up demand that was there for people just saying, hey, you know what? We need that extra bedroom for a home office. Our kids are no longer roomies in school, they're Zoomies in school. So, we need a yard and a playground for them. So, Wayne, as you can see, there's just been a lot of demand for existing home sales in those purchases. And we're, of course, on the back end of it, but things are incredibly robust right now. In the overall economy that's there, one of the big unknown variables was, hey, is this really going to impact and sort of play out like things did in 2008, 2010? Are we going to see more foreclosures coming on through? I think one of the things that, has indicated that we aren't going to see that is that, Wayne, you can attest to this, home prices are going up, values are going up. So yeah, granted, there's some people that couldn't make their mortgage payments and they might have had forbearance for dollar amounts tacked onto the back end of their mortgage. But we aren't in a situation where everybody was financing at 100% and there was no equity in the home. So granted, it might have gotten tacked onto the back end of the mortgage, but there's still equity there, and we've seen home values go on up. So if a person is still in a situation where they're having a hard time making their mortgage payment and they have to potentially sell the home, it's a forced sale. It's not a forced relinquishment of the property back to the bank. So we aren't seeing a huge deluge on that. So tracking those numbers, foreclosures are still low. Granted, there is a moratorium on it, but for existing homes, they're moving incredibly fast. I mean, you can probably attest to the fact that it's for a buyer, it's not for the faint of heart. Inventories we know are low. You really got to be quick and agile on that and nimble and put your best foot forward. And the inventories are low. And from our end as a title insurance company, we know that a strong offer sometimes is a fast offer. So we're sort of behind the scenes bringing everything together, but it's not uncommon to say, hey, we got an offer, can you close next week or in 2 weeks? There is some things that we need to do. So Lane, working with you, doing sort of the title pre-search on properties to say, okay, let's make sure that there's no surprises there. We're going to be moving quick. It's a great way just to be proactive. But the overall economy, one of the things that, I think was one of the biggest takeaways from one of those items was also the millennial aspect within this Corona economy. We know that millennials, there's a little bit of that gig aspect there for the millennials and the subsequent generations, but people can still work from home. We've sort of realized that, our productivity doesn't go down substantially because people are working from home. We just have a different way of doing it. But, for the millennials, they were slower to get married, slower to start families, but the age of millennials is 25 to 40 right now. and they're all looking for a house based upon the circumstances that happened with coronavirus, but also they're entering that market even though it was pushed off a little bit to get those homes. So
Yep. They're having kids and
yeah,
doing all that, buying another car, a boat, a camper, an RV, whatever.
right.
Whatever the thing may be.
So there's this tidal wave of, millennials that are looking for homes, and you know what, boomers aren't necessarily, and I know that not to say that as a bad, generation thing, because I know that sometimes there's some animosity between boomers and Gen Xers and everything else, but the fact of the matter is boomers aren't necessarily moving out of their houses or going to those retirement communities. I mean, we talked about cocooning during coronavirus. They were fixing up their homes. They were making it, when we all looked at, that aspect of the kitchen that we didn't like for 6 months when we were locked up at home, everybody fixed it, so some people are holding on to their homes a little bit longer. And we've also seen that with material costs just going up. I mean, it's crazy. The price of a 2x4 going into Home Depot for a standard 2x4 is $8 now. I started a project in the beginning of coronavirus and you could get it for $2, so it's insane. So
well, it's funny you say that because I had a guy, they bought some land and the building cost is making them second guess it. Yeah. And one of their comments was, maybe I'll just wait 2 to 5 years and build later. And my comment to them was, you think prices are going to come down?
Right.
We literally don't have enough houses for people as it is. Like, this is like the perfect storm, in my opinion, for the construction supply industry.
It is. I agree with you. And one of the things, I've talked about, we touch base on rates there, but also with the cost of material. Yeah, there's fluctuations in that commodity market and there's fluctuation in interest rates. But I always say, if I'm walking on the road and if I see a $20 bill on the road, I'm not going to step over it thinking that I'm going to find a $100 bill around the corner. I'm going to strike when the opportunity is hot, and I'm going to pick up that $20 bill because there's no guarantees that something better is going to be around the corner. And I think that that's sort of the general philosophy here, where people are striking while the iron's hot. They need homes for one reason or another. Interest rates are still great. And then also going back to the Corona economy and millennials, there's some concern about the debt load that was out there for them. But as interest rates have come down on mortgage rates, the interest rates have come down on student debt. So, it hasn't sapped the purchasing power. And we're seeing that, hopefully wages are all coming on up. We're going to have stronger growth for jobs. So hopefully that rising tide will lift all boats. But, I think that we need more homes to get built. That's going to be a tall task.
It's not getting fixed tomorrow, next year, 5 years. It's just not getting fixed that fast.
But you know what? Regardless of if it's a new home or an existing home, we're happy to be a part of the process. What we do is we insure individuals the largest investment you're going to make in your life, which is purchasing your home. So title insurance is there to make sure that, that investment is sound and secure. We can have a subsequent one to get into the weeds as to what title insurance is, but you know what? We're here to, help bring deals together and, to represent your clients and, to make everything, as pleasant and as stress-free of a process as possible. But, sometimes there's hiccups along the way. If there wasn't problems, there wouldn't be the need for title insurance. If there wasn't challenges, there wouldn't be a need for your expertise. But that's what we're here for.
Yeah. You guys are a phenomenal partner as well. So glad to be in business with you. So Memorial Day, thank you for that, by the way. So Memorial Day is around the corner. I'll let you get a little prepared. I'll say the question is going to be, what are you doing this weekend, right?
Yeah.
We're going to take our boat out. But one of the things I wanted to show off is something that you've been working on. And I was wondering if you share a little background about that.
Yeah, so that has been a project in the works for about 15 years. I actually purchased that down on the corner of Monona Drive and Cottage Grove Road. And it was blue at the point in time. I purchased it about 15 years ago and have slowly just been working on it. But then, the engagement happened, and the marriage happened, and the house happened, and the kids happened. And then slowly working on it. And then it was probably about a year and a half ago, my wife is like, are we ever going to drive that thing? So it got me to say, all right, I need to get a system in it. Yeah, so I put in a sound system. and it's on the road now, so it's fun. So
what is it? Share with everyone what it is.
It's a 1970 Cougar convertible, so very similar to a Mustang, Ford Mercury, but Cougars weren't. I don't know why they didn't take the popularity. They're actually a higher price point than a Mustang back then. But a 351 Cleveland in it, convertible, redid the whole interior and dialed up the engine. But yeah, it's a fun car. I actually have a friend that was just at the Mecum Auto Show last week, and he saw a Cougar Eliminator 1970 with a 429 Cobra jet. The auction price on that was like 125,000. So this one is nowhere near that. This is a 15-foot daily driver. My wife would probably say, like, I look good from 15 feet too. But when you get close to me, it's like, well, if that he leaves, his coffee mug on the counter every morning, so this was a little disagree. So there's some blemishes on it, but what, I love it for all the little blemishes, but the work that was put into it. So hopefully you're gonna drive that this weekend, and it's fun to get my two boys in it. We're 5 and 8, but it's sort of funny. I mean, just even watching younger kids grow up, they say, does this have airbags? I'm like, no, man, we're lucky we got seatbelts in this thing. So
yeah, 1970, right? What's 1966 when they started putting seatbelts in? Is there a paper by your phone or your microphone at all?
Yeah, I think that might be my mic. That's a little bit goofy there, but yeah, I don't know when seatbelts had come in, but unfortunately they have them, and it's a fun ride. So, but you get even more wind in your hair on a boat. So, what lake are you going to be on?
The whole chain. Probably do. What is that noise? It's killing me. The lake, the run. I haven't put the boat in yet, so I'm gonna break something. Just really boats, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. I wasn't sure if it was my mic there, but they always say, what's better than having a boat? It's having a friend with a boat. So you have to let me know where you're docking. If you see a Cougar stranded on the side of the road or side of the lake, come by and pick me on up. But yeah, it'll be a good weekend for it. It's nice that the pendulum, as we said, is swinging back in the other direction here. So it'll be good to get them out and to see some people, but we're also going to do a little bit of camping as well and take advantage of, the nice weather that we have here in Wisconsin. So it's always important to find some time to recharge and, well,
definitely.
Hopefully you can do that as well, because I know that you've just been on a tear with finding listings and finding the right house for your clients. So
just the kids too, right? That's the thing. There's no weekend. I'm laughing too because there's a house that I gotta go look at. The listing says they're only going to take offers. Showings are only Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they want offers on Memorial Day. I was like, God, I was hoping I could have a day off, right? But that's, I can say, kind of the theme of the whole show today was just we don't have anything planned. So like you say, my jam is just to get on the lakes, Waubesa, Monona. Hit some bars and restaurants along the way, and probably work in my garage because I haven't. And when I say work, like I got a whole organizational system that just needs to be mounted, and put the little hooks on and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to just doing that, and then of course, scenario the boat is something's going to break on the boat or my truck that pulls it. Just always does. Just kind of is what it is. I'm prepared to handle that. So it's gonna be a good weekend. It's a good weekend to do that kind of stuff. When you're out driving the Cougar, is there any car shows that you're going to go to this weekend, or any spots where you just back your old hot rod up in a car and talk to a bunch of other old dudes, old hot rods, or what?
Yeah, you know what? So I have the car out by Waukesha, where I had grown up, and there's a spot on out there. It's a nice custard shop. It's called LeDuc's. So sort of like before I ever knew Culver's was around or Michael's, there was LeDuc's. So I'll take the kids. We'll drive on out there for an ice cream cone, but it's a 1970 Cougar, so the thing sucks gas, so it ends up being like $15 for an ice cream cone. But we'll go there, hopefully get some thumbs up. But it's always she turns over quick, but there is always, just like the boat, like when you turn it, you're like, man, the storm clouds are coming in. I hope this thing turns.
Right.
But yeah, it's fun to tinker with that stuff. And then, as problems come up, you troubleshoot it, you learn a little bit more. And I mean, such is life, you got to take the good with the bad.
Yes.
So, but no worries about working this weekend though. When you're out making it, you're not spending it, right? So that's a good thing.
That's one way to look at it, right?
Right.
Okay. Cool, man. Well, that's all I kind of got. I will remind everyone, June, give me this picture here. Real quick, June 4th, Tap Takeover, Dream Lane Tap Takeover at oh, look, we got some messages. Oh, do we have comments? I didn't even look.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, Dawn is talking about she's gonna be there.
Awesome.
Oh, she's going to Colorado. Whoops, fresh. June 4th, 4 to 6 p.m. Delta Beer Lab. The Dream Lane Tap Takeover should be kind of fun. Like I say, you're raising money for a phenomenal cause that's very close to my heart. And I don't know if I told you, it ends the next day. It ends the 5th. That's why this is kind of like the final push. I'm the man of the year is throwing a party for the next incoming group of, or the incoming, not the incoming, the new man and woman of the year, as they'll be crowned the next day. So that's kind of the idea there. Kind of just a nice shot in the arm before the campaign ends. So I look forward to seeing everyone there, and just time to get out. God, I mean, that's the other thing too, right?
So Layton, I know that you had said it's sort of a passing the baton onto the next person, but if someone can't make it, is there a way that they can just help support your cause?
Yes. It's in the link. The donation. If you want to do it on Facebook, I'll put it in the comments. But yeah, there's a donation link. Feel free to jump on that. Any money that I'm going to make, I'm going to split evenly with the candidates. That was kind of like my plan there. The money goes to the same place, right? Just I'll make it even across the board for all the competitors, because that's how you win.
Right.
The philanthropic goal is to make raise as much money as possible. So I'll probably split mine with candidates evenly. It still goes to the same cause of stopping blood cancer, and it'll help whoever the winner is, right? Evenly across the board. So yeah, I'll put the great idea. I didn't even think about that, but I'll put the donation link in the comments for the event today. I had everything prepared. I forgot that. Duh. Yeah, or actually, you know what? You could also just go to the link. And again, I don't really care. I just want to make some money. But remember, this is the myow.org/MYOW candidates for Madison. And you can donate, pick your own person, donate, right? I don't really care who you donate for. I just want to raise the money to try to end blood cancer. And it's interesting because I was talking with one of them the other day when we started this. My first fundraising meeting a year and a half ago, there's 40 to 45 therapies and treatments that LLS's money has put forward in the marketplace. FDA approvals that came from the money that we raised, 40 to 45. This year's campaign at the same fundraising meeting, that number was up to 62 of 65. So the money is legit. It's going to good causes. It's helping people everywhere. There are people here in Madison who have benefited from Leukemia and Lymphoma Society money, campaign monies, getting their families there, correct therapies, etc. So it's a real legit thing. If you ever went through cancer, you know how important it is to have that support around you. So you went to college with Ryan Sigler.
Yeah.
Ryan Sigler is my wife's brother's best friend.
Oh, really? Hey, Ryan. Yeah,
he commented on it. He's looking at you right now on YouTube. How funny, right?
Wells West.
Nice. The Wells West. We should get together though. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna end this now. Thanks for your time, Ben. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you so much. And you know what? Happy to support the cause. And you know what? If there's ever any insight that I can provide for title insurance, or if you want to dive into anything else, maybe we could do like a nightly podcast to put people to sleep, and we can read about title insurance code. But hey,
that means I'd have to be awake to listen to you and ask questions. That's the hard part with that, right?
Right. Lull people to sleep. But as always, have a great weekend and good luck on the cause on June 4th.
You too, man. I'll look for that orange. Look, yeah, your orange Cougar.
Competition orange. I can get like some REO Speedwagon or some Journey blasting in the system. So
don't stop believing.
got it. All right, man.
Cool, man. Thanks again. Happy
Take care,
morning, everybody.
everybody.